In this video, I'll be showing you how to mod both the Nintendo Wii U console and its gamepad. Modding a Wii U unlocks the full extent of the console, allowing you to install homebrew applications, run emulators, manage themes, overclock, and much more. Now, the only items needed to mod your Wii U is obviously the Wii U console and its gamepad, an SD card, and a way to transfer files from your computer to the SD card, such as a USB to SD converter. With this, the first step in the process will be to navigate to the following website linked below and download the Nanddumper payload as well as Aroma. Next, we'll navigate over to GitHub and download the Homebrew App Store. We'll also head over to another GitHub page and download the necessary SIG patches file, which will be the first one listed with a .rpx extension. Now, if you plan to mod your vWii, this will require a few extra steps, with the first being you need to download the Compatibility Aroma installer. Following, we will also need to download USB Loader GX as well as WiiU file. With that, we are finally at a GitHub for these last few files, and we'll go ahead and grab this patched iOS 80 installer. Likewise, we also need to download this vWii COS file from this Google Drive. And then finally, we can grab this USB Loader pack. Now that all the files for the Wii U are downloaded, the last item needed is TinyWiiBackupManager, which will allow you to transfer games from your computer to the Wii U. With that, we have officially downloaded all the files needed for this modding process. However, before we begin to transfer files, we will need to make sure that our SD card is formatted correctly to FAT32. Now, in the event that your SD card is formatted something like exFAT instead of FAT32, you will have to first download this application called Rufus. Within Rufus, you'll click on your SD card and ensure non-bootable is selected with the MBR schema enabled. Then, at the bottom under File System, you'll select FAT32 and click Start to format the card. Once formatted, we can begin extracting the contents of each zip file we have previously downloaded. Now that all the files are extracted, we can begin transferring the files over to our SD card. Within Aroma Beta, we will transfer the Wii U file to the root of our SD card. The same will go for the Aroma Packages file. Next, we'll click into the Wii U folder on our SD card and move the App Store file to the Apps folder. Also within the Wii U folder, we'll move the SIG patches file to the Setup folder on our SD card. Now for the vWii files, we will first take the Compat installer file and place it into the Apps folder on our SD card. We can also go ahead and place these WAD and Wii U files to the root of our card. Now that there's a WAD folder on our SD card, we can move the vWii COS files to this folder. And finally, we will transfer the apps folders from both the patched iOS file, USB Loader GX file, and WiiU file to the root of our SD card. If done correctly, you should be left with one file called TinyWiiBackupManager that we haven't yet touched. So with that, we can go ahead and run this executable file. If you get a Windows Defender error like me, don't worry, just click More Info and select Run Anyway, as this file is safe. So to add a game, we will click the plus button and then select the file path in which the game lives. For this example, I will just be using an Angry Birds game that I have because it's a small file. And bam, just like that, a game has been added to your SD card. Also within the Backup Manager, you can view homebrew channels you already have installed, as well as download a wide variety of different ones from the store. Now, another thing you want to do once you download games is you want to come over to this toolbox section and select Download All Covers. This will ensure that all your games have their appropriate title art when being displayed on the Wii U. With that, it's finally time to eject our SD card and boot up the Wii U. On the Wii U, we will first need to ensure that an internet connection is set up, or else this process will not work. Once complete, we'll go into the internet browser and type in the following URL link. While on the website's homepage, we will hit Run Exploit while holding down B. Now, if you get stuck on a white screen like me, don't worry, this is an easy fix. All you need to do is go into your Wii U's browser settings and delete all cookies and reset saved data. With that, we'll try to run the exploit once again. Alright, now if you see a prompt asking you to choose a payload, then you know the exploit ran successfully. Here, we can choose the Nanddumper file. On the Nanddumper page, it will display a few dumps that you can perform on your system, and this will essentially back up your device in case of any software failure. The type of dump you choose will completely depend on your needs. However, if I had to choose, I would go with the defaults and just click A to launch the dumper. Afterwards, I would suggest moving these dump files to your computer for safekeeping. Now to enter the modded Wii U interface, we'll go back into our internet browser, and except this time when we click Run Exploit, we're going to do this while holding down on the X button. This will send you to a page called Environment Loader, which we can select Aroma. A warning will pop up asking you to block updates, which we want, so we'll hit X. On the Boot Selector page, we will go ahead and select Wii U menu to send us to the modded UI. And just like that, we are now in the modded Wii U. Now one of the first things you want to do is head over to the Payloader app and install Payloader. Once complete, click Shutdown and restart the device. Now after the device is rebooted, we are actually back into the standard non-modded Wii U interface. However, we can click on the Health and Safety button now to boot into Aroma, which is the modded Wii U interface. Now to take this step further and have the device auto boot into the modded interface, we'll click Y on Aroma, followed by Y again on the Wii U menu to select Auto Boot. To finish this up, we'll go back into Payloader, and under Boot Options, we'll click Switch to Payloader, which will prompt you to shut down and restart again. This time, when the Wii U boots up, it should auto boot right into the modded Wii U interface. Now, if you're like me, one of the first things you want to do with a modded device is change the theme of the Wii U. So to do this, we'll go into the Homebrew App Store and download U Theme. In addition, we'll also go ahead and install StyleMeU from the Homebrew App Store as well. After both apps are installed, click into the U Theme app. Select your language for the initial setup, then go into Download Themes. Here will be a boatload of themes to choose from. When you find a theme you like, just click on it and select Install. To enable the theme, click the left bumper on your Wii U as well as down on the D-pad at the same time to enter the Configs menu. Go into StyleMeU and select the theme you recently downloaded from the U Theme App Store. Finish, click the Home button and the Wii U should automatically reboot, enabling the new theme. And with that, you should have a fully modded Nintendo Wii U with a custom theme. I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you for watching.